Hey everyone, I would like to welcome everyone that's took out the time right now to take up the opportunity and see what our crypto freedom community is truly about. This is not going to be no pitch in anything like that, ladies and gentlemen. We wanted to be straight, forward with you, transparent with you, and just talk about what our community is doing, what we would like to achieve, and how we could do this as a team and that separately. I have the opportunity and the privilege to be able to partner up with a longtime friend. I'm not going to even say business partner, a longtime friend, a Mr. EJ Gilliard. We met about, I want to say about 4 or 5 years ago. We did we built some businesses together. We did a lot of Google Hangouts like this one. So it brings back a lot of memories. So it is my pleasure to bring on my brother from another mother, Mr. EJ Gilliard. Are you there?
I'm here. Can you hear me pretty good?
Yes, I can hear you pretty good, man. Like, how long has it been, bro?
Oh man. So what? It's been what, 4 years or 5 years, I think. It's been about close to 5 years now. It's crazy.
Wow, it is,
And
man.
and so again, thank you for starting this off, Keith. We've been just like you said, we've built businesses together. We've actually built communities together, and people who are actually on this hangout right now tuning in, we're in the very beginning with us, and actually learning with us. So thank you all who have got a chance to tune in. Anybody who's watching the recording right now, thank you guys for taking the time out to watch it. And again, what we're doing here is doing something completely different. Keith alluded to what we're doing, which is extremely important. Nowadays, you're learning about different venues and avenues of businesses, but we're talking about a different concept here. We're talking about currency. And so people don't look at these kind of things. Like, I ran into somebody today, handed him my business card. We talked for a while, but I didn't do that before I actually, introduced him to what we're going to talk about today. I told him, have you ever heard of cryptocurrency, and have you ever even tried to research and look into cryptocurrency? He was like, bro, I have no idea what you're talking about. And I was like, okay, well, that's fine. Mostly everybody in the world has not heard of cryptocurrency. So don't make it seem like it's something weird or outlandish. But cryptocurrency is definitely the new age. It is literally the cell phone to the old landline phones. Nobody's really using paper money like that anymore, trying to find just one avenue of business to go into for their stock. They're looking for different avenues, whether it be gold, silver, platinum, or it be other fiat currencies like gold. I mean, like the Great British Pound or the yen, or just trying to trade forex currency like I do. Um, and so people are looking for new ways to actually earn an income because you don't want to keep all your eggs in one basket. That's something that I've always been taught. And Keith on the line right here, I consider him to be a mentor of mine because he's taught me a lot of things about my psyche and about my businesses that I really had to cultivate and build over time and hold my craft. You're actually on this hangout today, and let's get this straight. Let's set the record straight. This is not a business. This is not a quote unquote MLM business mindset. This is something that we're doing that is completely different. So with that said, we're not taking you from your current business. If you're working on something right now, great. We encourage that. We're here to motivate and boost that up for you and help you. And so what we're doing here is creating a community and a family. There are different families in the world who do exactly what we're doing today, but not with cryptocurrency. They collectively work together as a family to help each other come up. You notice that there are families out there, legacies that have to lack for nothing. Okay, there's a lot of people who are out there in the like the elite level. You can consider like Rothschild. There's different families out right now that are behind the scenes that are talking about what we're going to talk about today. So cryptocurrency is going to be a new concept that we're going to explain, but we're merely a community. building each other up. No, we're not asking you to recruit 1 million people. We're not asking you to do anything like that at all. We're asking you to keep an open mind and to hear about what we're doing, because we're going to be inviting people every single day. We're just saying to be ready for the family to grow and increase. So what we're doing here is Bitcoin is actually a cryptocurrency or a digital currency. It started in 2008 by a guy by the name of Satoshi Nakamoto. About Bitcoin is, when it started, it literally started person to person, peer to peer. That's our concept here. Everybody now is taking their money and investing into different places, you know, which is great. And I encourage that too. And so while they do that, the concept that Keith and I had was, let's go back to 2008, 2009, when they were just exchanging Bitcoin for pizza, 1,000 Bitcoin. You can imagine those people now who invested in Bitcoin, the cryptocurrency world back then when it was 1/100th of a penny. Now, retrospect, 2017, when it was a 1/100th of a penny in 09 or 08, now is $1,496, close to $1,500 in Bitcoin for one coin. One coin right now in cryptocurrency and Bitcoin is $1,496. Actually, now it is at $1,500. And so just grasp that. People who are understanding that concept now don't feel like they've missed a wave, and that's going to help generations to come. And so now that you're learning about it early, yes, it's at a 4-figure range right now in the value. And how did it get to that point? Because of other people sharing it and leveraging the volume and letting it grow. And so what I'm doing here, and the concept that I'm doing here, is I'm pushing it forward even more. Keith and I are pushing it forward more. So we're going to collectively build a community with people with the like mind, with no greed, no shade. This is, you know, what one of our old mentors like to say, Keith. I'm gonna go back to Russell Daniels. You say no sugar, no cream. We're literally gonna go back and be, you know, straightforward to the point. We're gonna be doing here and building a community of people together and making sure that we can educate people.
Black coffee.
This is it. Yeah, that's it. Exactly. And so, you know, we're literally going to be here to educate and help people. Like when you come in the community, you know, don't just think, okay, what's next? And then what's next? It's not about that. What we're doing here is, first, you see what we're doing and bringing value, but see, what we're doing is educating so you can learn about what Bitcoin is. That's why we have our website up. Keith will go over that also. But the premise of what we're doing on this Hangout is we're introducing you to a new concept. All right. So I gave you the short version of the timeline, but I encourage you to research it in your leisure and in your time, in your spare time. What is Bitcoin? And then also do more research on YouTube like crazy. We're going to create content and videos too. But while you're listening to us and watching this is going to be a regular basis thing that we do every single week. So now that you're on the very, very first Hangout, understand this, that now that our group is already growing very high and people who are actually in our group are loving the community, the reason why they're loving it is because, going back to the basics, you're actually getting paid to be in this community. The community literally starts at under $2, and we do that for a reason, so that people can understand with their guard down and understand that we're not here for any monetary gain. We're here to help people come up higher. And that's the idea of larger elite families is, you know, it's not just always getting where you fit in, but it's also we all eat at the same table. That's our concept here. We're doing that. And while people get paid from it, people have already in our community, majority have been paid because of the fact that they've at least shared it with 2 people, 1 or 2 people. We encourage 2. We're not saying go out and get a bunch of business cards and saying, you know, well, here's my business, you know, go ahead and if you like it, please let me know. You know, this is not that kind of thing. We're literally inviting people like, hey, you definitely want to take a look at this, and then actually I'm inviting you to our community. And please, you know, get back to me ASAP, because this is going to blow up really, really fast. So to explain everything we're going over now, I know Keith's going to go over a few things also, but ideally what our vision is here is to share the knowledge spread the wealth, and also make sure that we're communicating on a regular basis. Keith, I know you're going to go over a few things also. And then again, guys, thank you for taking the time to watch this hangout. And, y'all, personally talk to me and have some questions for me and Keith. And now that we're in a new age of cryptocurrency and Bitcoin, this only going to get better because Bitcoin is now still rising in value. Last week it was at 1,200. This week it was at 1,500. And so they're projecting Bitcoin to literally reach 5 and 6 figure in the next 4 or 5 years. And so anybody that's involved with it now, kind of do the estimation and growth on how it's been doing the past 8 or 9 years, do your own mathematical judgment. But it's mathematically proven to get to that point by the volume of people sharing and distributing the cryptocurrency. Keith, the floor is yours. I'll let you go ahead and share what you want to share, but I wanted to let everybody know that.
Yeah, first and foremost, hey, EJ, thank you for that spirited overview of the vision of our crypto freedom community. I just wanted to touch a couple more things before I actually share with the community how the Bitcoin donations work. But, like you said, this is the new currency. And what really made me think about, how powerful Bitcoin truly is. It's a digital currency, and some call it fairy dust. But let's really think, ladies and gentlemen, we are using plastic right now in place of money to purchase things. When we swipe our debit card or our credit card, that's not money. That's just mathematical equations in the computer out there in cyberspace. And it's saying you have X, Y, and Z amount of money, and you are able to purchase that product or service. What's the difference between using plastic compared to using a smartphone or a computer and Bitcoin to purchase the same thing? There's a number of businesses right now that's currently using Bitcoin as a source of currency globally. You do your research. I'm not just saying this. You could Google Mike Tyson just partnered up with a Bitcoin ATM company to put Bitcoin in Las Vegas. I mean, Las Vegas generates so much money, 365 days a year. And Mike Tyson is definitely not the smartest man in the world, but he's a businessman. He saw opportunity with Bitcoin, and he's seen the vision of where it's going. He had enough, mental capabilities to realize we're already using plastic as currency. But what really turned me on to Bitcoin is how the financial stability throughout the globe is falling. And I don't know if you remember a couple months back when Greece, the banks locked out Greece, the people of Greece to a limited amount of what they could withdraw a month from their own bank account. That's their hard-earned money. These governments have too much power over what they can do with our money, whether it's right or wrong. And with Bitcoin, it is built to be able to have your own bank in your hand. That's why I'm excited about it. We all send money to people overseas or use Western Union to send people, our family members, some money fast. And what happens? We get taxed to death. With Bitcoin, there's basically no transaction fees. All you have to do is, one, have a Bitcoin wallet with Bitcoin in it. And two, whoever you send in the money to, make sure they have a Bitcoin wallet with, that's able to receive Bitcoin. And now, the way Bitcoin has evolved so much, we even have a Bitcoin card that we could use at any store that would convert Bitcoin to whatever currency there is that you want to use. That's powerful. So it's just showing you the evolution of what Bitcoin is and why I felt so powerful and so, esteemed to join my good brother Eric there in this venture is because Bitcoin is the future. Before, just another quick example, before, when we wanted to get in contact with somebody in another place overseas, we had to write a letter and mail that letter, and it would take 2 to 3 days or maybe a week to even get to that person. then they had to read it, then they had to write back, respond, and send it back, back over the ocean. That took anywhere between 2 to 3 weeks. But now, with the power of the internet, we could write an email, type up an email, and send. And in less than 1 minute, they can receive that email, read it, and respond back. And that's the same thing that's going to happen with currency. And that is, ladies and gentlemen, cryptocurrency. All right. So, this community is truly about helping others, create wealth, acquire Bitcoin, and helping others and teaching people what Bitcoin is, because it's more powerful than what you think. We talk about the $1,500 of Bitcoin right now, and people say, Keith, I don't have $1,500 now. You don't have to buy a whole Bitcoin. You can start off with 0.001, which is about $2, and then acquire more Bitcoin, maybe let's say over 10 Bitcoin just in this community. And Eric, correct me if I'm wrong. I'm being very, very modest on how much Bitcoin you could acquire with us. If you just acquire 10 Bitcoin right now, and at the current prices, that's $15,000. 10, just 10 Bitcoin, and you could start off with 0.001, $2 US. So think about that. So I would definitely encourage you to get back to the individuals who invited you to watch this, this hangout, and, find out what our community is all about. It's bigger than a business. It's bigger than trying to just earn money off of anybody we introduce to our community, because it doesn't work like that. It's a community to help each other. All right. So, some might ask, before I even get in that, Eric, did I miss anything, before I go on into the comp plan and how this thing works?
You hit a lot of key points. And also, I wanted to go over just what you said in the very first part. I hear a slight echo. Can you hear me pretty good?
Yeah, I can hear you pretty good. It might be a slight echo, and I do apologize. Hopefully it's not that bad.
No, that's fine. No, it's good. No, but what you were saying is very key and very powerful. People don't understand the power of Bitcoin. Just like you said, there are people who are sponsoring it, and a lot of people research it in depth, because there's people who actually will acquire real estate, and actually you could purchase your own personal ATM. Me and my pop were actually looking at purchasing our own personal ATM, for when we needed it, not having to travel to different places. But you can literally look up and find a Bitcoin ATM and purchase Bitcoin at places. So there's car dealerships, there's resorts, there are different properties you can actually own that are complete full Bitcoin payment, which is amazing to me. So just like you said, you don't have to purchase a full $1,400 Bitcoin. People are literally doing increments, 100 here, 25 there. So people are literally doing it and putting goals up, like, how can I get a full Bitcoin? The goal is not to get 10, 15, 20, or 30, or 40, but it's to get at least one and lock into that one and keep on investing into it. Because
one can turn into $1 million.
Exactly. People's goal is literally one Bitcoin. If I can get a full coin, then I'm cool. Then keep on leveraging it and invest into it. And so that's what we're doing here. And keep going. I know you're going to go into our structure in depth, but I just wanted to share that too.
Yeah, I appreciate that, man. I'm not going to take too much, too much more of your time, because the structure is very simple. Again, there's if I sponsor 10 people, I get 100% bonus and all. It doesn't work like that, ladies and gentlemen. Our sole purpose is to help everyone in our community receive at least one Bitcoin. Some results may vary. However, our goal is to get one in your hand, if that makes sense. All right. So, Eric, I'm going to try to share my screen real quick. It's going to be, let me see something. Tell me if you see my screen. Can you see it? You might still be on mute. Eric.
Yeah, I can see it.
You can see my screen?
Yeah.
All right, great. So let me go ahead and just talk about it real quick. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I don't have no fancy, diagram or whatever the case may be. I have the diagram from the company that we're using. And the name of the company is CryptoBits. And it's a simple 2x7 matrix. And you might ask, what is a 2x7 matrix? You probably never heard of it, or you just lost. This is new to you in general. So I'm just going to cover this real quick and show you the money. Like Jerry Maguire, show me the money. All right. So a 2x matrix simply means you have 2 people on your first level, 2, and you have a total amount of 7 levels, 2x7. And that's represented here where it says stages. Just, replace stages for levels. So level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4, level 5, level 6, and level 7. You can only have 7 levels in this matrix. Each individual person will only have 7 levels below them. All right. So now let's talk about the 2 in the 2x7. And the 2 is just on each stage, it multiplies by 2, times 2 times the previous stage. So on your first level, you can only ever, no more, have, I messed that up, but you know what I mean. You can only have 2 people on your first level, 2. So if you multiply that by the second stage, 2 by 2, it gives you 4 on level 2. Then you can only have 8 on level 3, 16 on level 4, 32 on level 5, on level 6, 64 people, and level 7, 128 people. So to get started, you only have to get started on level 0.002. All right. So 0.001. That's how many you send to whoever in the community you're sending that donation to. So once you send that, when you receive 2 people on your first level, they will send you 0.001 and you receive a total amount of 0.002. So you pretty much just doubled your Bitcoin. However, it's time to donate to the next person so you can start receiving donations on your second level. So out of the 0.002 that you just received, you will send 0.001 to the person ahead of you, whoever the computer tells you to send it to. And once you receive 4 donations on that level 2, you receive 0.006. All right. Now you're going to do the same thing to level up. So you have to donate for level 3. You're going to send 0.004. However, you'll be able to receive 8 donations because you have 8 on that line for a total amount of 0.032. And you see how that grows, ladies and gentlemen. And what we're encouraging majority of our community members to do, if you can, so you won't get skipped because other people is doing it, is to come in and pay for stage 1, 2, and 3. And that's a total of about 0.04. And that's roughly around $10 in US currently, where Bitcoin is now. And just to start getting the system, the community moving and helping other people make, Bitcoin and collect that 1 Bitcoin faster. So it's actually paying it forward. All right. So again, if you look, the sweet spot right here is when you get to level 6, because on level 6, once you pay that, upgrade fee for that donation, which is 1 Bitcoin, you can receive 64 Bitcoins because it's 64 people. When those people on that level, when it's time for them to upgrade to level 6, they have to send you 1 Bitcoin. And ladies and gentlemen, we said our main objective was to help you receive 1 Bitcoin. On level 6 alone, ladies and gentlemen, that's 64 Bitcoin. All right. Then on level 7, you'll have 128 people. When it's time for them to upgrade for level 7, now they got to send you 8 Bitcoin apiece, which gives you a grand total on that level, 1,024 Bitcoin just for level 7 alone. For a grand total, if you add up all this right here received for a total of 1,094 Bitcoin. That's life-changing money, currency. I don't want to say money because it's currency. That's life-changing because right now, I don't care if you have that in US dollars or whatever currency you currently have. That currency is steadily staying at that particular price. You know, over here in the United States, you know, most people don't get raises, but everything else rises in prices. You know, gas rises, milk, you know, cable bills, you name it. Everything increases, but our money and our raises. However, we have an opportunity to utilize this community to acquire as many Bitcoins as possible, because as you see, within the last 40 days, it raised by $500. Our money will be working for us. Now we just have to come together and learn, which I'm creating a training site right here, more videos to come. As you see, you know, we doing our part to help you understand what Bitcoin is and how to use our community to help everyone that's involved create a lifetime legacy. So let me go ahead and get out of that. And I'm done with my portion, Eric. You know, if there's anything you want to do, say in closing, please do. And we could let these good people go so we can get to work.
Most definitely. So thank you again, you know, Mr. Keith Jones, for doing all of that for the community. You know, that means a lot. Anybody who is tuning into this now, we wanted to make this short and sweet, but take a good look and go back and rewind what you just saw him go over, because that's extremely important. While we're in this community, we're not in here to just educate, but we're also here to make money too. Let's be for real. Everybody here is wanting to make more income. And so what you just saw in the community while we're building it means, you know, if you can at least invite 2 of the 1,000 people you know in the world, you know, that would love to benefit from this. That's all we're saying. Not 200, not 2,000. If you personally can share with this community and invite 2 people you know that could be blessed with this, then for under, you know, $2, like $1.40 something right now, that would be a blessing to them to just be a part of our family. So we're going to continue to build this, but it's not the thing of we're going to build it with or without you. We want to be able to help everybody we can. So just to go over what he said in his you know, explanation of the structure, rewind it and go back. He said that the goal is level 6, and I completely agree, because we're trying to get to where everybody can receive at least 1 Bitcoin, not 1,000, 1 Bitcoin. And so if you can receive 64 out of level 6, that's freedom, you know, that's life changing. And so literally the potential of 1 Bitcoin for people sending it to you, 64 Bitcoin is $85,000 right now. And so, and then also, if you get to level 7 and max out at 128 people, totaling 254 in your structure, that's 1.4 million. So this is literally the journey. Our community per person, everybody watching this video, everybody per person now has the potential of making $1.4 million if you want to understand what we're doing. Just to try to be cheerleaders, we're here to let you know and give you what's in front of your face. We're literally sharing a community where you can turn $2 into 1.4 million, because it's been done before. And so we're going to do that. We're going to definitely do that. But now that you see what we're doing and understood it, you heard it from us first. You heard it from us first. We're going to keep on doing it and pushing and invite as many as you can. Like Keith said, don't just come in at 1. Put $10 aside and come in 1, 2, and 3. Most everybody in the group is in either 3 or 4 right now. And they did that on purpose because they don't want to miss no money. But at the same time, they're still learning while we're learning too on the moves of the market. So while you're locked in with us, you're locked in for life. There's no monthly fee. There's nothing that we receive in as a you know, website maintenance or this is not a company. We're doing this out of kindness of our heart because, you know, we want to be able to bless everybody else. And so guys, this is something that's going to be life changing. Thank you for being on. We will have a lot more on these. We'll have a hangout at least once a week, just sharing either news on the market. You'll get that from us daily as far as news, but at the same time, for a live feed and put a face to who's speaking, here we are. And thank you guys for seeing everything. There's a lot more to come. People are going to start growing. But like I said, rewind this back and grasp in your mind, I can literally make $1 million in this community. And so we're going to make sure we encourage that. And so thank you guys. Let's get this rolling. Let's all eat together at the same table. Nobody's left behind. Everybody have a great day, and we'll talk to you inside the group. Have a great day.
And make sure you get back to the person who shared this information with you and get started today. Peace.